Today is the 4th birthday celebration for Transformers Collectors Club Australia. Happily, it is also the 33rd anniversary of the first broadcast of the Transformers cartoon in the USA. So it's a big celebration. It's 4th birthday celebrations for the club, anniversary of the cartoon. It is time to light someone's darkest hour. It's going to be a good and fun night. We're happy to have everyone here. We're going to do a speed forming contest later on. We will be doing Transformers trivia with some questions contributed by notable members of the worldwide Transformers community. There's also actually over at the bar one of the only existing copies of an English translation of an original Japanese NES game called The Mystery of Convoy, and it's really playing on a NES on a real cartridge. It's pretty cool. I am sitting here with my erstwhile co-host of the TCCA podcast, Australian Transformers Weekly, Mikey Siciliano. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and I'm super psyched to be here in 1989.
We have a very, very large Transformer in front of us here. Mikey, this is actually your latest acquisition.
It is, yes. I actually talked about it on the latest episode, and yeah, this is Toy World's Constructor. He's a third-party version of Devastator, and he's absolutely gigantic.
He's enormous. Can you just hold him up next to you for a comparison? Because, like, it's enormous. It's gigantic. And so tell us a bit about what you collect.
I mainly collect Masterpiece and Masterpiece-related figures, so this is a Masterpiece-related figure.
So this is one of the most third-party figures in the history of third parties. This one is from Toy World. How many other companies have done this?
Probably too many to count. I mean, whenever third parties started, I believe there was a Devastator, so I can probably safely say about 7.
What else do you like to keep in your collection? You said that you like a lot of Masterpiece figures?
I do enjoy Masterpiece figures and the occasional G1 figure. With my Dinobots, I've got the third-party Masterpiece versions of them next to the G1 cells. I kind of really like the comparison and like evolution of the figures. So that's something I also really like to do.
Yeah, a lot of people like to take the modern versions of figures and place them on display next to the original ones from the 80s and from the 90s. So yeah. I'm standing here with Michael Vella, the New South Wales State Rep. Say hi, Michael.
Hey, guys.
We've got this lovely display in front of us here at Transformers 1989. How much of this is yours?
Not a lot, actually. This big thing, this guy, and the Jazz.
So a chunk of it's yours.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This thing basically.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you collect and what is on your display shelves and what's in storage?
Sure, okay. Not very much in storage. Most of it is on display. I collect Diaclone, G1, Masterpiece, bit of Beast Wars, Beast Machines, and the new generation stuff, Titan's Return. Sort of a bit all over the place, really.
How long have you been collecting Transformers?
Since 2006. My prized possession is a G2 Breakdown and also a Diaclone powered Convoy. That is my favourite figure.
Fantastic. Those are not here tonight.
No.
A little bit too precious in display cabinets at home.
Sorry,
excellent. I am sitting here with Kelvin, who is possibly the person who knows the most about Transformers that I have ever seen online. Dude, you're pretty amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about how long you've been collecting Transformers for and maybe how many pieces are in your collection?
Yeah, so I started collecting, it was late 1984. I walked into a hobby co in the city and the first toy I got was Brawn and Huffer. Number of pieces, I'm currently on 2,059.
Has that count been updated today?
It was updated as of last Thursday, which is my latest purchase.
How many complete lines do you think you've got? Because you started collecting back in 1984 and you haven't stopped. Unlike almost everyone in this room, we've stopped, we've picked the hobby back up, but you've just been collecting all the way through. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that's been and what you've done through your life for that?
Yeah, so Transformers has pretty much been with me all the time since 1984. I don't think I have any line that's 100% complete, but they're pretty close. So for example, with G1, I'm probably about 92% complete. And yeah, that's just mostly from buying toys in shops.
Do you have any prized pieces in your collection that you're especially proud of, put on display all the time, that kind of thing?
Well, I've got everything on display.
That's right, I've seen the pictures of your house. Your house is actually a Transformers shrine. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so prices is difficult because every toy, or every year of the toys represents a different part of my life. So I can look at toys that I had when I was in primary school, through high school, uni, after graduation, and so forth. And so, I guess in a way that the toys themselves are like a time capsule for me, because I can look at different stages of my own history when I look at my collection.
Are they almost like the rings of a tree for you? There's rings of your collection that go for different areas of different eras of your life.
Yeah, much like that, but only with the Wonder Years theme song playing in the background.
So is there a single piece that you like above all others that you're most proud of?
This is like asking someone to choose their favorite child. Favorite piece? I mean, I like Braun just because he was my first, so that's got a special place for me. So some toys I look at it and that was like a birthday present or a Christmas present, or that was a gift from somewhere else. So a lot of the toys, most of my toys, they all have like their own individual story, which makes them pretty unique. And I think for me, that's part of the fun of collecting the toys throughout the years, is that, like I said, they represent a different stage of my life rather than getting them all later.
So we're having the speed forming comp now, and we've got it down to two, first and second, who are going to go at it again to determine the final winner. What you need to do is get the correct fists in the correct sockets, get the gun in the correct fist, get the trailer struts out, get the tower up, and launch roller last. If they launch roller incorrectly, then they have to do it again. And that's pretty much it. 3, 2, 1, go.
With the winner of the speed forming contest, Ben Keenan, you came in with a time of 25 seconds, which is actually the best speed forming time we've had yet for a G1 Optimus Prime. Tell us how you feel. What's your technique?
I actually followed your technique, Jason, by doing the trailer first. Then obviously opening up the cab, removing the fist, putting the gun in the fist before you put it in the arm to start with. I think that's a good technique. But no, I feel really, really good and really, really proud. And Brad, I'm sorry, but too bad, sunshine.
So how do you feel about having beaten the club's own president, Brad Ostron Mull, at speed forming, which was, I believe it was kind of his idea?
Look, I have to say it really feels really, really good to know that I beat the president of TCCA.
It always feels the best to beat Brad too,
yeah, it really
it?
does. Yeah, it
Hi,
really
Brad.
does feel really, really great. And Simon, look, unfortunately it is a KO, but what do you do, huh?
Hey guys, it's Mike here from Toy Reel, and I'm here with Ben Campbell, who's the owner of 1989. What kind of inspired you to create a venue like this and in this location?
I went to New York with my wife for a weekend trip away, and we discovered the wonderful thing which is called the Barcade, which is out in Brooklyn, which is the first kind of classic arcade bar. Or Barcade, as they've kind of coined that phrase. And I kind of went, oh, that's a really good idea for a business. I would love to own an arcade bar because I love beer and I love arcade games, and I especially like the classic arcade games. So it kind of always stayed with me as a business model, especially for opening up like a hospitality sort of bar kind of thing. So what happened then was we weren't in that position in our lives to do anything like that. Fast forward 4 years later, where we were living in London, and we decided to sort of finish up our London life and move to Sydney because my wife's Australian. And we sold our little flat in South London and used the money that we made from that sale to open up 1989.
So what in particular inspired the theme, I suppose? Like why 1989? Why the theme it is?
Yeah, no. The reason we called it 1989 is because I bought a Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles arcade machine in the UK, which is my favourite arcade, the original 4-player cab. And that machine was made in 1989. And I shipped it over with me when we made the move over from London to Sydney. And it's kind of like our flagship arcade on the floor here. So yeah, that kind of ties in nicely with like hinting towards a time when arcades were still sort of popular, you know, the era of 1989. And also linking back to the fact that that cab, the Hero Turtles cab, is the first one we ever bought for the collection for the bar. A lot of people think that we're an 80s cafe or 80s bar, which is, I guess we have aspects of 80s sort of culture and nostalgia here, but we're really more focused on trying to capture that nostalgic aspect of an old school arcade, tied in with a bar, tied in with pop culture and our love of like movies, comic books, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of, that's kind of what we're trying to do with 1989. So we are a cafe and a bar. The reason being is that we have a small bar license, which means that from 5 o'clock every evening we can't have people under the age of 18 in the premises. So we operate as a cafe during the day, so families, kids, youngsters, everybody can enjoy the arcades and the atmosphere. So we are that kind of cafe bar. So from 7 a.m. till 5, we operate as a cafe. We've got a lunch brunch menu, lots of great coffees, all that kind of stuff. And then from 5 o'clock till midnight most nights, we operate as a bar. Our menu changes a little bit. We focus more on burgers and those kind of like Americana style food. And obviously the bar opens and we've got like 40 plus craft beers behind here. We've got 3 taps, independently owned, so we can do whatever we want with the beer. We've got a good wine selection, cocktails, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, very much cafe and bar wrapped around the classic arcade.
Cool. So for people who want to come and check it out, or just want to find out more, where can they go?
Okay, best thing to do is check out our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/1989 arcade bar. We also have a website, which is www.1989.com.au. I'm still amazed that I got that. Nobody else has grabbed that yet, which is fantastic. And then, yeah, and Instagram as well. So obviously we love hosting events here, like the Transformers event today. We love guys coming here and doing this kind of thing. But we also have our own sort of video game tournaments that we do. So we did a Mario Kart tournament recently, a GoldenEye tournament. Like we do arcade tournaments all the time. So a lot of those events are posted on our Facebook page. So the Facebook is definitely the best place to go to find out more about what we're doing and what we have on tap and what else. Like we changed the video game consoles on the front of the bar as well. So all that we post up on Facebook. So.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks very much, Ben. And yeah, it's good to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.